Our story begins with an angel named Gabriel, whose job was to protect people from accidents caused by texting and driving. One day, while doing exactly that, he saves a man named Arj from a crash. But Gabriel noticed something troubling. Arj wanted to give up on life. Arj walked over and joined the waiting line at a popular cinnamon bun shop. He worked for Task Sergeant, a platform where people got paid to complete tasks for others. Despite doing well in college, Arj was stuck doing this work because he couldn't find any other job. Today, he was here to pick up buns for someone else. But the buns sold out, and the man who had assigned Arj the task canceled it, even though Arj had waited for 2 hours for the buns. That meant Arj wouldn't get paid at all. Gabriel was watching all of this unfold. That same day at work, a girl named Elena came to meet Arj. She asked him about the work environment there and whether he was happy. Elena wanted to start a union and bring about real change, but Arj believed that nothing ever changes. Elena left, disappointed. Later that night, the two of them ran into each other again at a taco place. Arj looked like he hadn't slept in days, so Elena suggested he try listening to sleep stories to help him fall asleep. Arj told her that he is an editor who makes documentaries. He made it sound like he was currently doing freelance work. Gabriel watched the two of them together. After that, Arj went and lay down in his car to sleep. He had been lying to his dad too, telling him he'd moved into a new apartment. His dad was telling him about one of their relatives who had just landed a great job at Microsoft. Arj turned on the Sleep Stories app and tried to fall asleep, but ads kept interrupting him. To remove them, he'd have to pay $6. Gabriel kept his eyes on Arj even here. The next day, we're introduced to different angels who manage various aspects of life. There was an angel named Azrael who helped lost souls, people who were about to end their lives. He inspired them to keep living. Gabriel listened carefully to Azrael's stories. He told Martha, the manager of all these angels, that he wanted more meaningful duties like Azrael's. "I want to save a lost soul," he said. But Martha explained that to save a lost soul, you first have to find one, and that's not an easy task. Gabriel believed that Arj was a lost soul. But Martha told him, that's not your assignment. Gabriel's task for this week was to save Elena from an accident. Meanwhile, Arj barely got any sleep the entire day. He arrived at the home of a very wealthy man named Jeff to complete a Task Sergeant assignment. He was here to clean Jeff's garage. Ever since his assistant left, Jeff had been getting most of his work done through Task Sergeant. After explaining the job, Jeff went off to do his cold plunge routine. He would sit in ice-cold water for 3 minutes, then run straight to his sauna and sit there for 15 minutes. Arj cleaned the garage spotlessly. Jeff thanked him and said he'd give him 5 stars, but then Arj asked, "Are you looking for an assistant?" Jeff didn't have a proper answer to that because the two of them had just met. So they decided on a 1-week trial period. Arj handled Jeff's assistant duties exceptionally well. He brought him food, presenting everything nicely. He even started organizing preparations for Jeff's 40th birthday. He shot videos for him. Jeff was so wealthy that he was buying watches worth $250,000. He even gave Arj his company card to manage expenses. When Arj asked about his work, Jeff explained, "I run a VC firm. We invest in smaller companies." Jeff had invested in many companies. His journey to get here had been very easy. That night, Gabriel saw Arj heading to a motel. Elena called Arj. Arj was supposed to pick her up, but Elena got into an accident. This was the very accident Gabriel was supposed to prevent. Elena and Arj made plans to meet tomorrow instead of today. The next day at work, Jeff showed Arj a gun he kept at home. "This is for emergencies," he said. "There have been home invasions around here, so I bought this out of fear. And my gun trainer told me that if anyone comes into your home, shoot first, ask questions later." After that, Arj told him about his date and that he had to go afterward. But as soon as Jeff heard that he was going to a taco place for the date, he said, no. Jeff suggested a different place. He even lent him a jacket saying, "You can borrow this for your date." Arj and Elena met for their date. Arj was about to order a dish that Jeff had recommended, but when Elena and he saw the price, they both changed their minds. They ordered simple items instead, but even then their bill came out so high that Arj had to use Jeff's company credit card. The very next day, Jeff found out about this. Arj said, "I'll pay you back." But Jeff told him, "You can't do that. And we need to stop working together." Arj grabbed his things and left. Now he couldn't even find work on Task Sergeant anymore. To make money, Arj went to donate his plasma, but doing that made him throw up. Arj fell asleep. When he came outside, he saw that his car had been towed. Arj's life kept getting worse and worse. Gabriel was watching all of this happen to him. Recognizing Arj as a lost soul, he approached him and said, "I'm an angel." Gabriel showed him his wings and told him, "I know about your life." He started showing Arj visions to inspire him to keep living. He showed him how Arj would get a job with a delivery truck company. But the deadlines were so tight that he'd have to pee in a bottle. Gabriel showed him that right now he was living in his car, but in the future, he and Elena would move in together with Elena's mom. But there were other people living there too. Arj didn't like that. Then Gabriel showed him that the two of them would move to Texas together. But there, because they wouldn't have enough money, they wouldn't be able to afford treatment for their dog. Watching all of this, Arj said, "That's what I have to live for?" He didn't like his future life at all. Gabriel said, "Arj, I'm not really supposed to be doing this." The truth was, Gabriel's wings were very small, meaning he was a lower order angel. "But I want to help you. I need to show you that your life is precious." But Arj didn't find his life precious at all. He believed that, "My life is just in the service of people like Jeff." So to prove Arj wrong, to show him that Jeff's life wasn't worth living either, Gabriel switched their places. When Arj woke up, he was in an expensive car. The security guard didn't say anything about him sleeping there. His car was automatic and drove him straight to the house that used to be Jeff's. And now Jeff was living the life that Arj used to live. That meant Jeff was now Arj's assistant. Arj asked him whose house this was. Jeff said, "Yours." In this house, Arj's photos had replaced Jeff's. Gabriel asked him, "Do you like this life? Now you have wealth, you have everything." Gabriel would check in on Arj after a week, and then they would assess the situation. He said, "Now both the good and the bad of Jeff's life are yours." Arj started enjoying Jeff's life, but along with that, he'd have to attend meetings. Arj showed up at a meeting. Gabriel thought this would be difficult for Arj, but nothing serious happened in the meeting. They were just making small talk. They even charged dinner to the company. When Arj got home, there was a man there to fix the pool heater. He explained that the heater was completely broken and it would cost $35,000 to replace it. Gabriel appeared and said, "Some pretty serious expenses." But Arj replied, "I've got a lot of money to cover any problem." Now, as for Elena, she didn't know this version of Arj. Arj would have to introduce himself all over again. But even that went incredibly smooth. The two of them went on a date and ordered that same expensive dish that Elena had turned down before. Elena and Arj even kissed. A week later, Gabriel asked Arj, "The week is over. Are you ready to go back?" He thought that doing this would make Arj understand the importance of his old life. He thought all of this would seem superficial to him and he'd want to go back. But Arj was completely enjoying this life. And that's when it became clear that Gabriel couldn't send Arj back to his old life without his consent. Meaning, Arj could stay in this life for as long as he wanted. And Arj had no intention of going back. And that's exactly why Martha scolded Gabriel harshly, asking him, "Why did you do this? You were supposed to help Elena." Because of Elena's accident, a chain reaction started. Their date got postponed, and that's why Arj lost his job. Now Martha was going to take Gabriel's wings away. After that, the scene shifted to Arj, who was throwing a party at his house. Gabriel showed up to meet him. Now other people could see him too. Gabriel asked Arj, "Is this fair to Jeff?" Gabriel brought back Jeff's memories. Seeing everything, Jeff was so shocked that he passed out. When he came to, he asked Arj to switch back. He offered Arj a deal. "If you switch back right now, I'll give you $200,000. Arj replied, "Your cars cost more than that." Gabriel explained, "You can't do this. This is Arj's experience. You won't remember anything related to it." Jeff said, "Look, I didn't know you were homeless and in such bad shape. But stealing my entire life is very wrong." Gabriel tried to make Arj understand the same thing. Arj agreed, but he asked for a few more days to enjoy this life a little longer. Jeff said, "If that's what you want, then fine." But Arj wouldn't even let him take some money from the house, reminding him, "You fired me from my job for taking a little bit of money." Jeff said, "That's okay. I'll show you how to live your life. You enjoy the fruits of my hard work here. I'll be just fine outside." Gabriel also needed a place to stay. He asked Jeff, "Can I move in with you?" The two of them lay down on a motel bed and fell asleep. But in the morning, the motel staff asked them to check out. If they didn't want to check out, they'd have to pay for more time. So the next day, Jeff started working on Task Sergeant. He didn't even know how to drive Arj's simple car. But Gabriel was helping him with everything. During this time, he saw robots serving food. Many customers were blaming him for mistakes in the food packages and giving him 1-star ratings. Outside the motel, Jeff found out that he won't be paid till the end of the week. That meant they'd have to sleep in the car. Gabriel was talking positively about even this situation. On the other side, Arj asked Elena if she wanted to go to Paris with him this weekend. But Elena had a union meeting this week. Arj asked, "Can't you reschedule this meeting?" Arj wanted to spend this weekend in Paris with Elena no matter what. And in this whole mess, he ended up calling her staying there a bad thing, saying, "It sucks." And Elena did not like this at all. She knew that her life and Arj's life were completely different. But Elena had to fight for her life, whether Arj liked it or not. After all of this happened, Arj started driving and he got into an accident while texting and driving. Gabriel told Jeff that Arj had gone into a coma. Because Gabriel was with Jeff, he couldn't save him. And now they'd have to wait for him to come out of the coma. That meant Jeff's troubles had gotten even worse. He hadn't signed up for this. He told Gabriel to fix everything. But Martha fired Gabriel for this mess. Now, until he fixed everything, he would remain human. Gabriel started feeling hungry. Jeff taught him how to eat a burger. Gabriel found all these experiences very pleasant. Jeff had checked online that the average coma lasts 2 weeks. So tomorrow he would go to his old office. He knew everything there, so he would give them some insights that would make him look like a financial genius. This way, he'd make some good money. But in reality, he got thrown out of there. They thought he was a hacker instead of a genius. The hospital staff wouldn't give them any information about Arj because of confidentiality. Meanwhile, Gabriel was learning to use the internet. But Jeff told him, "Now you'll have to find a job for yourself too." Gabriel started working at a restaurant washing dishes. But when he got his first check, different things had been deducted from it. What Gabriel received was nowhere near enough. He'd have to work another job on top of this one. Gabriel hadn't expected this. He wanted to make money from one job and have fun. But this is how it is. On the other side, Arj woke up from his coma. The nurse told him that 2 people had been asking about him a lot. You should give them a call. At the same time, Jeff got an order to deliver food to his house's address. Jeff realized that Arj had woken up. But when Arj saw him outside his house, he acted like he was having memory issues after the coma and couldn't remember much. Jeff didn't believe his words. But Arj acted like he couldn't even remember his name. Jeff told all of this to Gabriel. Jeff said, "I want to talk to God." But Gabriel replied, "That's above my pay grade." Living as a human, Gabriel had even started smoking. Jeff said, "Do you want to keep washing dishes and smoking, or do you want to get your wings back?" Then an idea came to Gabriel's mind. The reason everything went off path was because he didn't do what he was supposed to. Now, if Gabriel could bring Elena back on path, then maybe Arj would come back on path too and want to switch back. The next day, Elena had formed a union. And last week, one of their team members had a panic attack because of work pressure. Elena believed that they are giving us less and less because we are okay taking crumbs. But now she would fight against this. From behind, Gabriel chimed in, "Yeah, why do we need to give money to taxes and Social Security? That money needs to get to the fun stuff." But when they found out that Gabriel didn't even work there, security was called and he was thrown out. After that, all the employees had a yes or no vote, and Elena lost this vote by a large margin. Gabriel sat down, feeling disappointed. A fellow employee named Felipe came to check on him. Gabriel told him, "I was an angel, but I messed up and lost my job." Gabriel wanted to fix his mistakes and get his job back. So Felipe took him dancing to cheer him up. There, Gabriel met a woman he had saved from texting and driving. This was Felipe's wife. Seeing this, Gabriel realized, I saved her. But on the other side, Jeff had lost his food delivery job. He'd been replaced by robo-delivery. He told Gabriel, this is too hard, man. How do people do this? In my old life, I just went on vacations and attended pleasant Zoom meetings. But right then, the police showed up. Now Jeff would have to pay all the parking tickets to get his car back. Gabriel said, the same thing happened to Arj. He asked, what are we gonna do? Suddenly, Jeff remembered that his expensive watches were sitting in his house. But there was a party going on at his house. Arj had made Jeff's 40th birthday his own. But Jeff remembered the password to his safe. And he didn't consider this stealing because all of this was his anyway. Arj had even stolen Jeff's dance moves. Jeff went ahead to steal his watches. Meanwhile, at the party, Gabriel had eaten some mushroom chocolates. At the same time, Elena had come to the party as a waiter. She didn't even know it was Arj's party until she got there. On the other side, Gabriel got high from those mushroom chocolates. He told some random girl his entire angel story. But this girl thought it was all roleplay. After the party, Elena and Arj talked again. Arj asked her to stay for a while. He said, you are the only person I want to hang out with, and everyone else is finally gone. The two of them danced together. Elena felt that forming the union and all that was a waste of time. She said, how do I fight with a giant corporation when I don't have anything myself? Elena said, I want to go to Paris with you too. But instead of drinking fancy wines that you got, I'd rather be down here fighting to get more people up here, rather than just myself. After Arj fell asleep, Jeff moved forward to steal his watches. He took the gun and went ahead. But from behind, Arj pulled out a gun and attacked him. He said, you were the one who told me to shoot first and ask questions later. And hearing this, Jeff realized that Arj didn't have any memory loss. He remembered everything. Hearing them yelling, Gabriel came there too. Jeff was treated at the hospital. He asked Arj, why did you lie to me? Arj's answer was simple, my life is hard and yours is easy. He asked Gabriel, how do I switch back? But Gabriel said, you want to go back because you feel guilty about Jeff. But you still don't feel your real life is worth living. And they couldn't switch until Arj felt that way. Hearing this, Jeff said, what kind of logic is that? Arj said, then why don't we go to my house, meaning Jeff's house? All three of them sat in the sauna. They did Jeff's plunge routine and swam in the pool. And during all this, Martha came to meet Gabriel. She said, I gave you such an easy task, just texting and driving. But you got yourself stuck here, washing dishes and smoking. I saw everything. Gabriel asked, how do I show Arj hope in his life? Martha told him, sometimes a lost soul doesn't need an angel, just another person. That evening, the three of them went to eat tacos. And there they ran into Elena too. She was ready to form the union again. She understood that she had to keep trying. She won't win right away, but she has to keep fighting and fighting. They all went dancing from there. And that's when Arj saw Gabriel walk outside, looking sad. Arj went up to him. What's wrong? Gabriel said, I'm a failure. I messed everything up. Gabriel wanted to give up. He said, you were about to give up too. Now Gabriel had lost his job just like Arj. He'd gone from a celestial being to a chain smoker. Arj said, look, you came to show me that my life is worth living. You can't give up yourself. Gabriel said, yeah, I came to show you. But instead of living your life, you prefer living in a big mansion. Arj said, no, I didn't want all these things. I just wanted a slightly comfortable life. Now if I go back, will I get my job or my car or anything? And that's pretty scary. Gabriel replied, when I became human, I was scared too. Nothing was going right in my life. But I loved being a human. I loved dancing on the floor. I love Jeff and I love you. Now if Arj went back, he would never be able to see Gabriel again. Gabriel said, I wish you had a different angel. Azrael would never have let something like this happen to you. Arj said, no, I'd prefer you. You're my angel. And I'm not Jeff. I'm Arj. So what if things aren't going right today? I have to keep trying. I want to see where I'll go as Arj. Arj returned to his old life. His car had been towed. On the other side, Jeff was at his house. But there he found Arj's parking ticket. When Arj showed up to get his car, Jeff had already paid his tickets. Arj also called his dad and told him the truth about how he was struggling. His dad told him, "It's okay." And as for that relative who worked at Microsoft, he was in big trouble because of tax evasion. Arj felt good hearing that. On the other side, Jeff went to make changes in all his companies. He talked about paying food delivery guys more. And according to him, robot delivery should be shut down too. And he could do all of this because he had controlling stakes in the company. Meanwhile, Arj started doing that delivery job with the pee bottle. But he quit that job. Along with him, many others quit too. Arj finally started looking for a documentary editor job. His life with Elena also started going well. So Arj left a taco for his angel friend Gabriel. As soon as Gabriel picked it up, our story ends right here. Let us know in the comments how you liked this explanation. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.